Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new series, The X-Files. And I just want to start by saying, if you've not watched The X-Files, go and watch it. It's a brilliant show and it's great horror, it's great sci-fi. It's just a brilliant show. Now, saying that is a big hint that I've already seen this series, which I have. Part of what I wanted to do with my channel, other than watching a lot of new stuff, is revisit some of my favourite shows as well. So my choice for what I was going to start new this time was either X-Files or Charmed, both of which I've not seen for a very long time, so my memory of specifics isn't great, but maybe Charmed sometime in the future, I don't know, we'll see. But anyone that's watched any of my channel, particularly the Supernatural one, will know that my memory of anything is bad. So whilst I can remember specific parts of X-Files, some of the big moments, some of the big famous episodes like Home, Bad Blood, things like that, my actual memory of specifics isn't great. And I know that I always struggle to keep up with the main storyline that followed throughout all the seasons with the government conspiracy and the aliens and stuff like that. So what I thought might be fun is, whilst I'm revisiting the show, is having comments that are free to have spoilers in. So normally when people watch reactions and things like that and do these shows, they're watching things for the first time, and so it's always like spoiler free, don't put anything in the spoilers. And whilst I react, I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone that decides to watch who hasn't seen it before. In the comments, I'm more than happy for people to put spoilers if they want to. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm quite new to YouTube, so I don't get a lot of comments as it is at the moment. But I think it could be fun to for people to comment to say that this is foreshadowing of when this happens, or it's really interesting to see the development of this character, and say one person starts this way and ends up this way, when the signs start, or the little inklings that we get that things are about to happen in the future. So things like that, if that makes any sort of sense. So yeah, in the comments, I'm more happy for spoilers, and especially when it comes to the government mythology episodes, I'm probably going to need help with it because I get really confused and really lost with it. At least I did years ago when I last watched it. So I hope you join me on this journey. If you're a big X-Files fan and this is the first time you're watching my channel, hi, my name's Scott. I'm a big horror fan, big sci-fi fan. Buffy, or is it? That is my favourite TV show, but I do love X-Files, and just that kind of genre is huge for me. So yeah, hope you enjoy. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Subscribe if you liked it. And this is the pilot episode of X-Files. It's only the first shot and I'm already like, ugh, just because, God, I used to, when I was a kid watching this, I fucking love this show. And there's certain episodes that, I can't remember exactly where they fall in the story of the whole show of X-Files, but when they get to them, I will tell you about that. It used to give me nightmares as a child, full on, scared the living crap out of me. Creepy man in a forest, always good. Move, come on. Why has he got no face? Be respectful, gents, come on.
Is that a positive ID?
She went to school with my son.
Oh.
It's happening again, isn't it?
So the alien storyline started from the very beginning. There she is. But yeah, they do get quite convoluted over the 10, 11 seasons there were.
Agent Scully, thank you for coming on such short notice, please.
I won't spoil it, but this guy here, this cigarette smoking man,
We see you've been with us just over 2 years.
is very important to the show.
I saw the FBI as a place where I could distinguish myself.
Are you
She's
familiar
so
with an agent
cool.
named Fox Mulder?
Yes, I am. He had a nickname at the academy. Spooky Mulder.
What I'll also tell you is that Agent Mulder has...
So yeah, if anyone's not watched this show, but for some reason is watching this reaction, the good thing about this show, compared to shows like Supernatural, is they have a really great dynamic between the two main characters. So Mulder, who we've not met yet.
You want me to debunk the X-Files project, sir?
Yeah, believes in all supernatural things and paranormal and all that stuff. And Scully is hired as a scientist to basically prove him wrong and show that all these weird unexplained phenomena that he's linked to aliens and monsters and all this stuff is actually based in science. So there's a really great dynamic between the two.
Agent Mulder. I'm Dana Scully.
He was so handsome back in the day, wasn't he?
Oh, isn't it nice to be suddenly so highly regarded? So who did you take off to get stuck with this detail, Scully?
Actually, I'm looking forward to working with you.
I was under the impression that you were sent to spy on me. Do you believe in the existence of extraterrestrials?
Logically, I would have to say no. Given the distances needed to travel from the far reaches of space, the energy requirements would exceed a spacecraft's capabilities.
Conventional wisdom.
What I find fantastic is any notion that there are answers beyond the realm of science. The answers are there. You just have to know where to look.
That's why they put the I in FBI.
And this is really where,
See you
like,
tomorrow morning,
the
Scully.
relationship of the two is rooted and where it begins in that, here's this alien attack. No, there's got to be a good reason for it that science is going to solve, and I want to find out what it is.
The autopsy reports of the first 3 victims show no unidentified marks or tissue samples. But those reports were signed by a different medical examiner than the latest victim.
It's pretty good, Scully.
Better than you expected or better than you hoped?
It's
Is
great
the
to see
medical
how
examiner-
great their relationship is from the start. Like, some shows ask you to buy into these main characters from the very beginning, and sometimes it doesn't always work from the start. It takes a few episodes or the whole first season of a show to really get a relationship going.
What's going on?
It hurts my ears, Christ. But yeah, their relationship is really brilliant from the start. There's just a good chemistry between the two. He looks like a crazy person.
Just don't know who you people think you are. You just think you can come up here and do whatever you damn well please, don't you?
I'm sorry, you are?
I'm Dr. Jay Neman. I'm county medical examiner.
His name was on the report.
Intentions to come up.
What is the insinuation here? Are you saying that I missed something in those other kids' exams?
We're not insinuating anything, sir.
If you weren't
Please,
covering something up, why are you so aggressive
let's go home, please.
towards your daughter, for one, and the agents, because they're not blaming you until you came running at them. People might be worried that I've seen this show before, but even this episode, like, it rings bells, but I don't remember anything about what actually happened, so don't worry about me knowing stuff.
It's probably a safe bet Ray Soames never made the varsity basketball team.
It's a weird looking skeleton. It doesn't look like, obviously it doesn't look like anyone, but
This is amazing, Scully. You know what this could mean?
it's like a monkey.
You don't honestly believe this is some kind of an extraterrestrial. This is somebody's sick joke. However, does not account for small, unidentified object found in subject's nasal cavity. A gray metallic implant.
It looks kind of like a, what are they called? Connects? The little green ones you get that can actually connect all the big pieces together. Or is it meant to be hinting that Ray Soames turned into whatever that was?
Yes, I'm treating Billy Miles and Peggy Odell. Both have been long-term live-in patients.
Well, surely the police should know
That's
that
right. Going on 4
everyone from the
years.
same class is dying. That there's got to be a connection,
Well, you
but
might find it difficult.
small town
Certainly
politics.
Billy
I want to
Miles
cover it up, I suppose.
Billy's experiencing what we call a waking coma. Functionally, his brainwaves are flat and he's persistent vegetative.
No one is going to hurt you. Nurses. Get an orderly. Get an orderly. Nobody's going to hurt you. The nurse is here.
Same marks that the lady at the beginning had. What are those marks though? Like, I'm really trying to remember.
I think those kids have been abducted.
By who?
And there it is.
By what?
You okay, Mulder?
Yeah, I'm just,
What are you looking for?
I'm sorry.
We lost 9 minutes.
What?
9 minutes. I
Did they just get... No.
Before the flash, it was 9:03. It just turned 9:13.
So they lost some time, but what happened to them though?
Look!
Uh-huh.
Oh, yes!
Same place that they lost. They
Abductees!
had like radio trouble.
People that have made UFO sightings. They've reported unexplained time loss.
There was some sort of alien thing happening then.
Time can't just disappear. It's a universal invariant.
Not in this zip code.
My sister was 8. She just disappeared out of her bed one night. Just gone. Vanished. No note, no phone calls, no evidence of anything.
It's gonna be the worst
Seems
part
like
of
a
these
natural aptitude
real
for
life things that
refined
happens is
behavioral models that
the not
in
knowing
case
what's happened to them. Can't even imagine what that does to you mentally.
I can recall a bright light outside and a presence in the room. I was paralyzed, unable to respond to my sister's calls for help. Listen to me, Scully. This thing exists.
But how do you
The government knows about it. And I gotta know what they're protecting.
I'll give him that credit. I do believe there's a lot of things that the government know about. Not necessarily that aliens are coming to abduct us, that kind of thing. But I feel like they know more about space and other planets than they're letting on. Definitely. I think that maybe there is creatures, animals,
Who is this?
whatever, out there
Who is it?
that they're covering up. I 100% believe that.
Just said Peggy Odell was dead.
So something's caused them to... don't even want to say... That's the same time they lost time. Isn't it? 9:03 was it?
Let's go.
In the car? But yeah, something's given them the ability to recover from their injuries. Like she was running, but she was in a wheelchair. Cover up. I sent to cover up. I sent to cover up.
Teresa, your father knows about this, doesn't he?
Clearly he's covering something up. I don't know what though, it's just the way he reacted at the graveyard.
Do you have the marks, Teresa?
Ooh. I think she does.
Oh, God.
Let's go home, Teresa.
This asshole, okay.
Teresa, we're gonna take you where you'll be safe, Teresa.
Oh, well, that doesn't sound like a serial fucking killer, does it?
Anything happen to you, I promise.
You're Billy Miles' father?
That's right. And you stay away from that boy.
It almost feels like the parents are doing something to the kids.
They're both empty.
They've already been dug up. They're doing a cover up. Come on, Scully.
I think I know who killed Karen Swenson.
Who? The detective?
The detective's son,
Billy.
Billy Miles.
The boy in the hospital?
But why? Why do you think? What's made you think that? I'm not saying it's not possible, but what about the graves being dug up made him think it was Billy?
A boy who's been in a coma for the last 4 years got out here and dug up these graves.
It all fits a profile of alien abduction. And the marks
Okay.
are from some kind of test that's being done on them. And that maybe causes some kind of genetic mutation, which would explain the body that we dug up.
So it's not a monkey.
That's it.
Dirty Fix has been walking in the
Who's
woods.
taking care of Peggy Odell?
Was he the dude at the beginning then?
It's not my ward, not my...
I don't get
You
it.
said it yourself.
Yeah, but
You wouldn't
Who just hit my Scully?
I told you to stay out of this.
Right, so you've assaulted an officer now. So what the hell do you think's going to happen? Oh, hi, Billy. Considering Billy's in a vegetable for 4 years, is he in good shape? Hurt my eyes a little bit. So are they both gone now? No.
Dad?
Billy.
He's back. So why didn't it take them? My poor brain hurts. This is what I always forget. Oh, and the marks are gone. This is why I need help in the comments.
Scully.
Because I just remember this show just not making a lot of sense to me most of the time, but I just loved it.
It took me away.
testing place. They would tell me to gather the others so that they could do tests.
But then what
Put
changed?
something in my head, but the test didn't work. They wanted everything destroyed.
Okay, that explains things a little bit more.
The scientific basis and credibility just seem wholly unsupportable. You're aware of that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
My
well,
reports
she's
are
reporting what
personal
she
and
saw.
subjective. I don't think I've gone so far as to draw any conclusion about what I've seen.
Well, they've got to know. I feel like they all know that Mulder's right, but wanted this like scientist to come in and just.
What exactly can
I know they said we want you to debunk his stuff, but I think they want to debunk it because he's onto something.
This is the object described by Billy Miles as a communication device. I ran a lab test on it. The material could not be identified.
They've got to know. Are they more of the same devices? Yeah. God, I'd love to know what's in all these boxes, wouldn't you? Can you imagine all the secrets that are in there? And I fully believe there's a place like this, wherever, well, this one's Pentagon, that has all these just unexplained things. 100%. Okay, so to try and get this straight in my head, Billy and his classmates were celebrating graduation. Were they in the forest, maybe, I think it said? And there was a bright light, and they all got taken, or at least Billy got taken, presumably on a spaceship. So that's why they all had the same marks, because they were all tested on, they were all experimented on. And Billy was saying that he had to take them all back one by one to get abducted again. But then on that last time, conveniently, the tests that the aliens or whoever were doing failed, and so that's when they stopped it all. I think that's about what happened. Please let me know in the comments below if I missed it, if I'm missing something major, but that's kind of what I'm thinking happened at the moment. But overall, I think it's a really fun first episode. I don't fully understand the storyline, but I think it's going to happen a lot, because this show is quite a complex show, and there's quite a lot of different things going on at one time. So you really have to pay a lot of attention, which, watching it as a younger kid, I don't think I did very well. Like, I picked up on important parts and various things that happened along the way. But I really struggled to kind of keep track of all the little details. And like the thing about Dr. Nemen, I never remembered that as a kid. Not a chance. And all the little like relationships between the characters. And for example, I've always been under the impression that Dana Scully was assigned to the X-Files to debunk Mulder's work because he's just a pain in the ass. The government are fed up of him causing trouble. Look, you go in, prove him wrong, and that's the end of it. But now watching it this time, I'm really of this definite mind that they're aware that he's right. And obviously, I know some things that happen. I know the importance of the cigarette smoking man, or at least I know that he's like a huge character throughout most of the show. In the background, spoiler alert, but he comes back. But I feel like this time I'm definitely on the right lines that she was sent to debunk him, even though he was right. They're hoping that she can not even prove him wrong because he's right, but at least put a lot of doubt into people's minds, enough to be able to shut the X-Files down almost. Something like that. So it's weird, like, watching it as an adult, how different a take you can have on a show. So I really like that I'm seeing it in a different light. But it's great to see the relationship from Mulder and Scully is fantastic from day one. There really is a great chemistry between Gillian Anderson and David Duchovny right from the start. Like, from that very first scene where they meet in the basement of the FBI building, it's clear that what the dynamic is, that they have a great rapport, great back and forth. And so I really enjoyed that. Like I said when I was watching it, if I've not had to cut it out for time, a lot of shows ask you to believe in a relationship very quickly from the start. And half the time, they don't always work. Sometimes because actors don't have a natural chemistry from the start, or they don't necessarily work well together initially. And then over time, as they start to film more episodes and more seasons, the relationship kind of grows stronger and the chemistry becomes more apparent. Whereas from here, it's very clear from the start, the relationship between the two. And I really enjoy that, because it means you can buy into it straight away. You can buy into the characters. And that she doesn't believe and he does believe. And you're not sure who to side with, because they've both got valid points. He has things that can't be explained. She mentions things that can be explained. So I really love the relationship from the very beginning. And like I've said probably 100 times now, which I need to stop repeating myself. But if you carry on my series, you'll know that I repeat myself a lot. So overall, I think the pilot episode is a good start, because You set up these great relationship between these two main characters. You've got the mystery of why she's there, even though straight away he goes, "You're here to shut me down," or whatever. Like, you're here as a spy kind of thing. So in terms of like Mulder's backstory, because it hinted that his sister was abducted, it's not related to that. We're not jumping in too heavy with the relationships and the backstories of the characters yet. That's for later down the line. And there's this interesting story about this group of kids that they're all getting killed. When it turns out that they're being experimented on by aliens. Potentially. Anyway, let me know what you think of the pilot episode of X-Files. Do you really enjoy this one? Do you not? Other than my brother, I don't know a lot of people that watch X-Files, ever. So it's really good to hear it'll be really good to hear your opinions if you watch the episode. Please let me know what you think of my reaction. Is there anything you can think I can do to improve or not improve? I'm always looking for ways to make the channel better, so if there's anything that you'd like to see or don't want to see anymore, let me know in the comments below and I'll take it into consideration. So let me know what you thought of the episode in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to watch more with me and join me on this journey. Anyway, as always, my name is Scott. I hope you guys are well. Hope you're taking care of yourselves and staying safe, and I'll see you all in episode 2. Take care, guys.